Hey everybody, Texas Stroker here, Lance's Performance Shop, Lone Star Mopars.com. Tuesday night, 6:40 p.m. I got home, there was no wind, it was nice, almost 70 degrees. I wanted to wash the dust from Friday off the car, and we had 70-mile-an-hour winds. Didn't get home with daylight. It's super sad and depressing. So, trying to cheer myself up by making some more progress out here and getting things showcased and cleaned up so I can make better use of my time working on stuff. So, where we left off, I don't know the order that these videos will go, but I recorded something and I got it cranked out. It was a short video. Crazy, I know. In part, the battery light was flashing for a very long time, but this is going to be another short video. Why? Because I'm just doing one item. Why am I doing one item? Sort of ties in with other things, but also doesn't, and it's just really cool, in my opinion, and it's little. So, Alpha Gloves, you can use the discount code Lone Star Mopars, save 20%. I make nothing off that for your convenience. However, I'm getting stabbed where you see that mechanics sticker. These were one of the things we brought in, one of the last steals and deals. Not the last one, but you know, one of the last ones when they had like a actual decent price on these instead of highway robbery. And they're on for a reason. If for some way you don't realize what I do here, my thumbnails and my titles actually match what the video is about. I know, crazy. No one else does that type of stuff, right? Just a guy actually says what the video is, has a picture about what the video is about, and then actually follows through. So I guess we should have titled this something crazy about the USA and communism and China and all kinds of mini tools. But you know what? We're just going to do it the old-fashioned way because that's the way I prefer it. So that's the way I present it. What we have here is from HJE, and this is one of those deals when I brought in some, you know, SK sockets, kind of populated those out. They essentially got in like a big lot of SK Closeout stuff. As I said in that video, SK was bought by Great Star, Chinese company. I believe they're the same ones that got shot back. I'm not a huge fan of that. I think there's a lot of room for improvements. I think anyone with business sense or that values like their bottom line and can come in competently with any experience in any way, shape, or form with shipping or an online website, you can make a lot of improvements there. So I'm optimistic in that sense, but the quality, who knows? Are they buying the name to put it on cheap stuff from overseas? Possibly. Will they expand it? Possibly. Is there a chance? You know, they're building the new facility or moving to a new facility type of a deal. I think in Chicago, somewhere in that part of the country, they're moving from one going to the other. They could come in and they could just say, hey, you know, this is a dark horse. People love it. They compete with tool trucks. They're sentimental, nostalgia. Let's capitalize on that. Keep this crud in America. We're going to make out like gangbusters. We're going to ramp up production, lower our prices that way, deliver quality tools. It's going to be awesome. That's a possibility. It could also totally go the other direction. Most likely, it's going to be a mix. Right now, the future is an unknown, right? Well, you know, will you be able to get the U.S., that's where these are made, of course, Stubby SK wrench set like this in the future? I don't know. You know, will they come out and be like even better chrome, even better quality control, even lower price points? Foam trays, you know, and in an actually properly sized box with packing material and invoice. I don't know. It's just all a crapshoot, speculative crapshoot at this point in time. The same thing could then come from China with SK's name on. We don't know. This is a definitive. Everything else is speculation. This is not. This is physical. This is hold in your hand, real Americana. And at this point, it's, well, I'm not going to go as far as say vintage or nostalgic. They don't make them like this anymore. Again, I could be slapped in the face and they could recreate the same set, even expand the sizes. One of my huge knocks against SK. They just never seem to expand. Like they make something people love and everyone's like, hey, I wish you had this in more sizes, and then it never happens, right? So I also want to stress once more, this was not SK, okay? This was Ideal. Ideal had bought SK and Ideal sold SK. I don't think that gets mentioned enough. So if you're looking to vent some frustration, maybe look their direction, you know. But like I said, I could get slapped in the face. They could come out with, you know, I don't know if we'd go smaller. I guess we could say quarter, 5/16, 3/8, and then they might bump this up 7/8, 15, 16, and 1 inch. And it could be sold for $70. It could be sold for less. I don't know. It could come in a foam tray for the same price. What did I pay for this? I felt like it was a great deal. $69.95. Keep in mind, this is brand new. This isn't like some flea market flip-flop deal. This is brand new from HJE. I don't think I can link it below because I don't know that it's going to be in stock. But $70 for old school SK, I'm fine with that. And it's actually kind of a cool little rack. So I've not opened these. If I flip this over, you can see what was the part number, 86237. SK's website was down for maintenance. They were going to come back January 10th. I've been monitoring this closely late at night when I do my best work. And the website's still there. You can still peruse it. They're still doing the maintenance last I checked. So I'm assuming any day now they're actually going to open up orders. I don't know if that's going to match with old stock. I don't know if you're going to have to like put in your order and maybe it'll be produced in March or April type of a deal. I really don't know. If I did, I would love to tell you. But again, what I do know is these are here and I'm excited about them. True story, I have never owned a stubby wrench. You know, a lot of people are like, oh man, yeah, got to stop buying these tools. Screwdrivers, yeah, kind of, you know, we plan to test that stuff. That's the big driver behind that, pun intended. Ratchets, I don't think people realize this, but like ratchets, we've slowly kind of just built up a pretty significant armada of ratchets. And then pliers. I don't know that people realize like the scope of pliers we've brought in here, but something I enjoy. I like using them all, switching between them, coming to the box, deciding what I'm going to pick, you know, because I come from a place where I had one pair of pliers and one side cutter, right? So it's kind of cool to like have choices. But in everything I've done in the past, in the present, in tool hauls you've seen here, at work even, I have never owned a stubby wrench. The only times I've used stubby wrenches, I have no idea the brands. I know they were ratcheting flexes, and I was helping a buddy do something to his car. And that was like, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago now. So I don't have a ton of experience with stuff like this. I know there's a time and a place for them. That's why we got them. And again, they were $70. And I don't know if we'll ever have an opportunity to get SK wrenches like this made in America at that price point. So I went ahead and I said, I'm pulling the trigger. And that's why we're here. So essentially the size range here, we've got 3/8, 7/16, half, 9/16, 5/8, 11/16, and 3/4. So it's not the most comprehensive size range, but it's a very nice starter set. It's going to do the vast majority of things you encounter where you'd want to be using a stubby wrench. I'll just put it that way. Let's pull out the little guy here. I also have to say the SK green here, love it. Again, SK green, it is not like the neon fluorescent. It's sort of more of like a traditional green. Some people love it, some people hate it. There's the little guy right here. Again, super chrome finish there. Really, really nice luster now that I've wiped that simply with my glove. Part number, and again, right there, made in the USA. You love to see it. So 12 point on the box end and nothing crazy. Looks like standard 15-degree offset. Will I be using these? Oh yeah, that's one of the reasons that we opened them. And it's a situation where I frequently had a need for something like this and I've had to just make do with other things. At this price point, it's truly a situation, $70, that's kind of in line with what you would pay for like an import, right? I'm talking, you know, like your Tecton Capri gear wrench, you know, random seller on Amazon that looks reputable type of a price point. Harbor Freight even, you know, might have like some of their more premium lines there. But I gotta say, I am excited. I'm wiping these down just so you can kind of appreciate them. I've also noticed some of the stuff I bring in, even though this is new, and even though some of it's been in wrapping, it kind of has like a funk to it. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just sort of like cloudy. Now watch this. See that luster that we just bring back? So I don't know if it like had condensation in the package type of a deal at some point in time. I mean, who knows how long these were sitting around. So Just super, super nice. As we get to the bigger one, that's when we're going to come in and we'll kind of showcase it a little bit better. But just kind of a quick polish job here. That's all this is. You get to see them all up close and in person. 11/16. I don't often use you, but I guess it's good you're there. So, my biggest thing, my biggest complaint outside of like their packaging and just kind of being somewhat inefficient really, is I liked the flex zones, right? The impact sockets. I liked the X-frames. Why did we never increase the sizes on these things? It's just mind-boggling, especially the impact sockets. I'm sorry, but when an impact socket stops at like 3/4, like, I don't even... It's crazy. And that's one of my hopes. Like, if there was anything that Great Star or anyone competent, like, SK will sell. I mean, it's a respected, a reputable brand. It's one of the few from back in the day that's still around. You can make a killing with this if you run it right, you know, and it has not been run right in quite some time, in my opinion. It's been run, just not near as efficiently as it could be, not... in my opinion. So, I mean, there's lots and lots of opportunity here, and we just kind of have to wait and see what Great Star is going to do, whether they're going to bury it, sink it in the ground, send out trash with SK slapped on it, totally change the legacy, or if they're smart, in my opinion, double down, just slap people in the face and say, yeah, you people thought we were going to sell junk, we're going to keep this stuff in America, you're going to love it. We're going after all the premium tools, we're going to market this stuff, we're going to get a social media team, we're going to force feed this stuff until everyone knows what SK is and doesn't do S and K anymore, and you know, it's going to happen, so get ready. But these are just based on, again, will this last 10 years? What will it look like then? I have to use them, you know, based on the SK wrenches at work, which are way older than this. The Super Chrome may not be so super, you know, after 3+ decades of existence in a shop in an industrial setting, but they're still there and they still function, and that's what impresses me the most. So, glorious little thing. Again, think about this. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces for $69. That's $10 a wrench for a USA made. Now I realize, you know, it's like, oh well, it's half the size of a regular wrench. Sometimes you actually pay them like more of a premium for the Stubby. It's very strange. It doesn't make sense, like size and material wise. I've never understood that. I don't know if it's like the smaller batch numbers is all I can figure. But looks like a really, really nice wrench. My only SK wrenches here are, of course, the X frames. But I mean, looking at the chrome job on it, looking at the 12-point, looking at me, my own reflection there, just from wiping this down with the overpriced SK gloves, we did good. I think this was a steal. So again, I'm not sure that these are going to still be available. When I bought them, there were, I don't know, 50, 60. That was several months ago. I mean, I kind of jumped the gun as soon as I got the little notice that they had the SK closeouts. I was like, ooh, better go. And I literally did on those sockets. They were the last ones. This, I want to say there was like 30 to 50, something in that range. It wasn't like dire straits. If it's still available on their site, I'll link it once again. If I do link it, I don't get anything. I don't get kickback from them. I don't get free stuff. I just do that so you don't have... That's one thing about HJE. Their website as well, you kind of... If you get to the SK section and you've got time to flip through however many pages are left of it, you'll have a good time, but you might just want to find these, right? And you might type in SK Stubby wrench, or you might go by the part number earlier in the video, and it may not come up, even though they might have it. And so it's probably hiding on like page 9, right? So if it's still available, I will link directly. Once again, I get nothing from that. It's solely for your convenience. Same thing with the Alpha gloves, which you see me always in. 20% off. That's just to help you out type of deal. So that's it. I'm stoked to have these things. If they expand this line, there's a chance I might do it. Now, realistically, you always hear me say 15/16. Use tons and tons and tons of 5/8 hardware at work. Here, it's not as big of a deal, right? You know, what I do with the old cars and projects, I do actually use 5/8 quite a bit, but there's only so much I want to do with like a stubby wrench. Now, if it's tight quarters and I just need to hold the nut on the backside so I can spin the bolt where there's, you know, space, that's fine, and this could be a lifesaver. But I do think this is a decent size set for what it is. And I mean, just by wiping that down, good lord. I'm happy with that. Again, you're talking to a guy that prefers the matte chrome. I really do. If I could get wrenches anodized in colors, I would probably be that guy. But in terms of American chrome, traditional stuff, if you got it, you got to do it right. I think these were done good. I don't see anything to complain about right now. Even the open ends look really well done. Box ends, there's nothing jumping out at me. When they're polished this well, usually if you have a dull spot or something was missed, or there's like a smear or some sort of a chemical reaction bubbling, you can spot it. These look really good. So no complaints on this front. I'm kind of thinking this is an Ernst Rack, little wrench gripper, probably of course made specifically for SK, and in this case this set. So this is probably their final resting place, right? I'm most likely going to snip that off. If you want to, you could hang them. It also, I guess, helps if you're going to like go do something with them. You can carry them a little easier. But I'll probably snip that off or just fold it back, one or the other. Kind of folded back like that, it sort of elevates them. If you have the drawer height, that might be a cool deal. Eventually, I'm sure that'll break, but in the meantime, it's fine. Also looks like a crown. So that's the way I feel right now. Everything I've been doing recently is kind of like sucked and disappointed, in my opinion, and these I'm not disappointed, and I feel like not only did I get a great tool, it's American made, they're not going to be around anymore, at least like this. You know, like I said, they could make the exact same thing for the same price, who knows. But for all intents and purposes, I'm happy right now, and I'm not gonna put a downer on it. So it looks like a little crown on my wrench set. $7 for an American made wrench. Again, you can check around. I mean, you could probably walk into Harbor Freight. I wouldn't be surprised if the Icon set isn't around $70. You know, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. But I'm happy with this one. So that's cool. Didn't disappoint. And I feel like we got a good price too. So once again, if I can link it, I will. If you have used the SK Stubby wrenches, let's keep it to SK Stubbies. How long have you had them? How have they held up? If you've used anything else before, during, or since, where would you rank them? Would you say this is the best? Would you say like, I kind of liked insert brand X better? If you've used insert brand X, do you like this significantly better? Are you sitting here saying like, idiot, why would you get anything stubby that's not ratcheting? Feel free to leave that too. Like I said, I've never owned anything like this, and we don't have anything like this at work, so I'm excited to have them in the arsenal, put them to use, and my apologies for not getting that 5/8 cleaned off any better than that, but as you can see, just on my bare thumb, looks amazing. So that is it. If I can, I will link them for you. Your thoughts, always appreciated. Future of SK, who knows? Hopefully good things. It could certainly, I mean, it could turn out to be a good deal. I'm not going to say that I'm leaning that direction. I just try to be optimistic, even when things go terribly wrong. So, with that said, LoneStarMopars.com is the website. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All three at Lone Star Mopars. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you like the content, consider subscribing. If you ring the bell and jump your Charger across a creek while throwing the wrench across the garage, busting an airline, you just might be notified. Every Saturday morning we release new videos, 9 a.m. Texas time. With that said, I'm going to try to keep the streak going, and we're going to move on to something else. So thanks for watching. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. Also, let me know if you got notice of the SK Closeout, what you picked up, if any of you also grabbed this, and hopefully you've gotten some seat time with them, you're enjoying them, and you're as happy as I am right now. So stay tuned. I'll catch you back here for more from the shop.